Hey guys, it's Chief here, and I want to talk to you today about trading news. All right, so there are different types of traders. You have traders that um, they basically trade chart patterns, all right, based on price action. So they're looking for specific patterns in price action to make a decision on what direction they want to trade. Then you also have traders that trade based on economic news that's being reported. So my favorite website that I go to stay on top of, when news is being reported is forexfactory.com. Seems, it's a very clean layout, very easy to understand. I have this filtered to where I'm only looking at actually, I don't think I have this filtered. I think it's I'm looking at all news. So what happens is, like, when you look at these boxes, this is the impact column, and this lets you know what type of impact they're expecting it to have on the markets. So if there's a white box, it generally means that the economy or the financial system for that country is closed. All right, and you'll see that here. It'll say bank holiday or something along those lines. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to pay attention to the boxes that have red on them. All right, I don't even generally pay attention to the orange boxes. I generally pay attention to the red boxes, because those are high impact news reports. Okay, on this column, it tells you what currency or what country the news is being reported for, what time the news is being reported, and everything is in Eastern Standard Time. And over here, the type of news that's being reported. On this side, you have what they're expecting the news to be reported as. Here, you see what was reported last time or last month that the news was reported. All right, and this column is what'll be updated once the news finally gets reported. Okay, so usually when you see big discrepancies, meaning big differences between what's forecast and what's actual, is when you get big movements in the markets. Okay, now today, as an example, this is kind of it's not normal, but it happens where you have so much news being reported, like during the night or during the early mornings. You had the news being reported at like 4:30 in the morning. And if we look at pound dollar, okay, let's zoom out a little bit to larger time frames. Okay, so it's 10. Okay, that's 8. That's 6. That's 4. That's 2. So, okay. So at around the time that news was reported, all right, the market started making big moves. All right, and let's see, market moved roughly about 75 pips in that direction based off of that morning news that was reported for the pound dollar. All right, so if you notice, one was in line with what was forecast, and the other one was way better than expected from what was anticipated. So it was good for the pound dollar. It went in the direction of the pound dollar. When the U.S. news or U.S. markets opened, and we had the U.S. dollar news being reported, I honestly think that nothing really happened. I mean, the markets have been kind of fluctuating, and my theory behind that, if you look at, zoom out a little bit. All right, so let's go back 2 hours. Okay, so around here is when news got reported. Kind of stayed in a range, honestly. Didn't really do much. My theory behind that is that, it's just too much news being reported. It was too much, for investors to kind of cipher through. So, they had news at 8:30. They also had news at 10 a.m., news at 10:30, news at 11:15, on all of these various pairs. So I think that a lot of investors really just kind of, sat on the sidelines to just wait to see what, the big banks and institutions were looking to do to move the markets. All right. So with that being said, I don't make trading decisions based on what the news says. I only like to stay aware of when the news is being reported. So, I come to this website and I look at, okay, first of all, what are the high impact news and what time is high impact news being reported? So that way I am mentally conscious of, while I'm taking trades, to kind of stay out of the markets during the time that those are being reported, because the market could potentially swing against me erratically and make me lose money. Okay, so I don't pay attention to what the numbers are that were reported. I only pay attention to when the news is reported and on what pair it's being reported on. So that way I know to, like I said, stay out of the markets during those times. All right. Hope this helps, guys. Again, study more than you trade, and you'll be successful. Have a great one. I'll see you on the next video.